Here's a quick tip on how to create new Zoom webinars for your virtual events in Blackthorn Events. Here, we have an event that's ready to go, meaning we have all of our information filled out, including the description, start and end date, and so on. The last thing we need to do is actually create our webinar in Zoom for this event. Our Zoom integration makes this an absolute breeze. All you have to do is scroll down to the webinar section and then select the Zoom webinar account that you would like to use for this webinar. Once saved, we'll go to the top right and select the Create Webinar button. We'll select the webinar option in the drop-down and then click Create. If we go back to our event page, we can now see that our webinar link and webinar ID auto-populated immediately. We can also go into Zoom directly to confirm that this webinar was created. Need to create webinars for recurring events or multiple events at once? We created a batch job specifically for you. Simply set the webinar account on each event that you would like to create a webinar for. Next, go to the Events Admin tab, click on Batch Jobs, and then click Create Webinars for Events. Once the batch job is done running, all of your events will now have webinars created with that webinar account you selected earlier. And just like that, you've created your first Zoom webinar directly in Blackthorn Events. Once attendees start registering, they'll receive their attendee link, which will provide them with the Zoom webinar we just created. If you want to learn more about our Zoom integration and Blackthorn Events as a whole, install a trial from the App Exchange, or find us online at blackthorn.io.